Hotdish.
Hey, Welcome Week leaders. We hope you've been enjoying the last couple weeks of your summer break, because you will be on campus in about 3 days.
All right, and this is our last edition of the Hot Dish, so be sure you're paying attention to all of the important dates and information that we'll cover.
So instead of going back to our desks to fill you on what's been going on, we're going to fill you in right here, right now. So, Katie, why don't you start?
All right. So this week we just got back from a retreat with our orientation leaders. It was all weekend in Camp Friendship. It was a wonderful time. We had a bonfire. Reese played guitar for us, and we learned all of the logistics of Welcome Week.
We actually knew them, but the orientation leaders learned them.
Yeah. So they're all prepared to lead your groups come Prep Week in a few days.
We've also been working with all of the volunteers throughout Welcome Week, training them on what they're actually doing, making sure they understand their roles and the logistics of Welcome Week. We've also been kind of finishing up all the training materials that you'll be receiving as Welcome Week leaders. The manual, the maps,
all that fun stuff. And the orientation leaders have been preparing all of your materials, like the t-shirts that are in now, and you'll get them in a few days. The t-shirts, the water bottles, the bags, everything that's going to be handed out during Prep Week and Welcome Week.
Good stuff. So next up, we're going to introduce you to two people who are very important and you'll probably see sometime throughout the program. So.
Hi everyone. Once again, I'm James Lieberman, the Assistant Director for First Year Initiatives and External Relations in OFYP. My main Welcome Week roles really include the community engagement programming, so all of the program leads for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of the Welcome Week program. Another major area that I concentrate on is transit related to Welcome Week. So any sort of campus connector service, city busing, contracted busing, basically figuring out to get you from point A to point B throughout the program, as well as working with a number of our other external stakeholders or internal stakeholders around the university that are offering you campus programming like the Fun Zone, Gophers After Dark, and other opportunities like that throughout Welcome Week. If you ever have a question for me throughout Prep Week or the Welcome Week program, feel free to just come up and ask. One of my top 5 strengths is focus. So if you catch me in a moment where we're having a major Welcome Week meltdown or emergency, I might be focusing on that, and we'll come back and answer your question. Otherwise, really take time throughout the program to just stop and ask me whatever that question is. If you feel the need to give me context for that, context is also one of my top 5 strengths, and I love to know the full story so that I can give you the best answer to answer your question. I think the Twin Cities have a number of really great places to eat. I personally wouldn't say I have a favorite food, though I love to bake me a pie. I make a great peach pie. But as far as different foods that I love in the Twin Cities, if you hit up Kamarchik's for some good Eastern European fare in Northeast, or the Black Forest on Eat Street for German food, through Fasika in St. Paul for like the best Ethiopian food you will ever have. I just think that have an open mind and you can pretty much find anything in a restaurant.
Hi, Welcome Week leaders. My name is Jenny Porter. I'm the Associate Director with Orientation and First Year Programs, and my main job in the office is to coordinate Welcome Week along with some other first year initiatives that we host in our office. My primary role with Welcome Week is complex. I'm trying to think through how to articulate what I do for Welcome Week, but a lot of it has to do with the logistics and a lot of the behind the scenes planning and programming. And so programming wise, I work with all the colleges on their content. I work with all the programming on U of M Day, so the Friday that everybody goes to all the different campuses with the different departments that host intro sessions, the open house folks, working with the strengths presentation, the Live Like a Student presentation, as well as create Respect You. I do all the logistics, so working with all the room reservations for your leader training, for the program, all those small group assignments that you have for your kickoff meetings, those classrooms. I have a good relationship with classroom management. I work with dining on all the meals, and that's actually a pretty complex process. Imagine feeding over 5,000 freshmen and all of you, because the food is one of the more important pieces that students remember from Welcome Week. So making sure those are all in place. Working with some specific situations with disability services to make sure that everybody who has accommodations or has additional needs that we meet them through the program. Other things that I coordinate would be with the publications. Obviously, Katie and Reese do a lot with the handbook and getting all the content pulled together, but I oversee that process with our communications folks in our office to make sure that's in place. And then communicating with the first-year students, making sure they all know when they need to be here, what to expect when they get here, and I don't know what else. Any other things that you can think of, Reese?
Never hit it all.
That's good. That's long enough. If you see me out and about during Welcome Week and you have a question, please feel free to come up to me. I recognize a lot of faces. I don't always know a lot of names, but if you can please introduce yourself and let me know who you are and what group you're with, that helps me kind of put some context to who you are. And then let me know what your question is. I might be going from one place to the next. I usually have a clipboard with me to make sure I'm taking some notes. But if you have a question, just come up and approach me, introduce yourself, and let me know what your question is, and I'll do my best to follow up. It may not be me that specifically follows up with you, but I'll make sure you get in contact with the right people to answer your question. My favorite strength is discipline. It's in my top 5, and I think it's really what helps me organize such a complex program. If you talk to anybody in the office, you'll hear that I like Excel spreadsheets, and so everything from the reservations to the meals to the meal tickets to every order that we have is usually found in some sort of Excel spreadsheet. So discipline really helps me organize and make sure that I have a structure in place to manage a lot of information. So as many of you returners might know, I had a little boy a year and a half ago. His name is Mac, and he's been a lot of fun to get to know and to watch him do new things. And I think one of my favorite things about Mac is when he learns to do something new and the smile that's on his face and how proud he is of something as simple as walking down the stairs. He'll clap for himself when he gets to the bottom, or when he finally gets a piece of food on his fork and he's really proud that he can get the fork in his mouth, or when he's found a way to climb up on a chair that probably he wasn't supposed to. So it's fun to watch him learn new things and then to see his face when he's so happy that he accomplished something in his new life.
All right, Welcome Week leaders. Before we let you go, we've got a couple quick reminders to go over. First, expect an orientation leader to call you in the next 48 hours. Those will probably be your mobile phone, assuming that's the number you provided on your application. They just want to confirm that you're still going to participate in Welcome Week and make sure everything's going well for you.
And remember that Prep Week starts August 24th, and you'll check in for Welcome Week between 1 and 5 p.m., and that's in the 3rd floor of Kaufman in the President's Room. Check-in should only take about 10 minutes, but be sure to get there in time so that you're there before it closes. And then training begins that same day at 5:30 p.m. in the Great Hall of Kaufman.
Also, mark your calendars for October 5th. We've got a new event this year to provide closure to the Welcome Week leader experience. You'll also be able to pick up survey feedback from the Welcome Week evaluation that students will take specifically about you. So mark your calendars for October 5th.
That's all we have for now, and we'll see you in a few days.
Bye.
Gonna make a tater-tot hot dish. Gonna set my heart at ease. Gonna make a tater-tot hot dish to review old memories.